Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hannah Daily English. I'm so happy you're here with us today.
Yeah, me too. You know what? I was just trying to decide what to have for lunch. And then I thought, wait, should I say what or which?
Oh my gosh, that's perfect because that's exactly what we're talking about today.
Right? It's actually such a common question. Like, when do you use what and when do you use which?
Exactly. And I know so many English learners get confused about this. They're both question words, but they're used in different situations.
So today, we're diving deep into how to use what and which in English. By the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly when to use each one and you'll sound so much more natural.
And honestly, once you understand the difference, it's not that hard. It's just about knowing which situation calls for which word.
See what you did there? You used which perfectly.
I did. Okay, so before we jump in, I have a question for you guys listening. Do you ever hesitate between what and which when you're speaking English? Leave a comment below and tell us. We really want to know if this confuses you too.
Yeah, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to Hannah Daily English and hit that like button. It helps us so much.
All right, you ready to learn the difference?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with the most important rule. When do we use what?
Great question. We use what when there are many possible answers, like unlimited options.
Exactly. So the basic pattern is what plus verb or auxiliary plus subject in questions. For example, what do you want? What is your name? What are you doing?
And the key here is when you ask with what, you're not limiting the answer. The person can say anything.
Right. Let me give you some real examples from my life. What do you want for dinner? What's your favorite movie? What do you do for fun?
Perfect. And here are mine. What time is it? What's your phone number? What did you eat for breakfast?
See how open these questions are? Like if I ask, what's your favorite movie? You could say any movie in the world.
Exactly. There are thousands of possible answers.
Now you try. Think about this. What questions do you ask every day? Pause for a second and write one what question in the comments.
Yeah, it can be super simple, like, what's your name? Or what do you like to do?
So, have you ever noticed how often we use what in daily conversation?
Oh my gosh, all the time. What's up? What's going on? What's new?
Yes, those are actually greetings, but they all use what.
And here's something interesting. We can also use what to ask about things, not just actions.
Oh yeah, like, what is this? What's that building? What kind of music do you like?
Notice how we said what kind there. That's super common. What kind of food do you like? What type of movies do you watch?
These are all asking for information when there are many, many possible answers.
Now let's talk about what in different sentence structures. You can use it at the beginning of questions, obviously.
But you can also use it in indirect questions, like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what you think. Can you show me what you mean?
You know what? What is actually one of the most common question words in English.
Totally. And that's because we're always asking about unlimited possibilities. What should I wear? What do you want to watch? What's the plan?
Here's a quick tip. If you can't count the possible answers, use what.
That's a great way to remember it. So remember, what is for open-ended questions with unlimited possibilities.
Now, pause and write your own what question in the comments. Make it about something you're curious about.
All right, now let's talk about which. This is where it gets interesting.
Yeah, so we use which when there's a limited number of options, like a specific choice between a few things.
Exactly. The pattern is the same as what, which plus verb or auxiliary plus subject, but the meaning is different.
Let me give you some examples. Which color do you prefer? Blue or green? Which bus goes downtown, the 22 or the 45? Which one do you want, this or that?
See the difference? With which, there's a limited set of choices.
Right, you're choosing from a specific group of options, not from everything in the world.
Let's look at how this sounds in real conversation. Ready for a quick dialogue?
Sure, let's imagine we're at a restaurant.
Which dessert looks better to you, the chocolate cake or the cheesecake?
I think the chocolate cake. Which one do you want?
I'm not sure. Which is bigger?
They both look the same size. Which flavor do you prefer?
See how natural that is? We're using which because we're choosing between specific options on the menu.
And notice, we're not asking what dessert because we're looking at the menu right in front of us. The options are limited.
Now, here's something cool. Which works in both formal and informal situations.
That's true. In a business meeting, you might say, which proposal should we choose? That's formal.
And with friends, you might say, which movie should we watch tonight? That's casual.
You know what? Let's play a quick game. I'll give you a situation, and you think about whether to use what or which.
Ooh, fun. Okay, first situation. You're at an ice cream shop looking at 5 flavors.
You'd say, which flavor do you want? Because there are only 5 options.
Perfect. Second situation. Someone asks about your hobbies in general.
You'd hear, what do you like to do in your free time? Because there are unlimited possibilities.
Great! Third situation. You're choosing between 2 job offers.
Which job should I take? Because there are exactly 2 options.
Yes! Now, here are some quick tips. First tip, if you can see the options or they're already mentioned, use which.
Second tip, which one is super common when pointing at things? Which one do you like? Which one is yours?
Third tip, in questions about preference between limited options, always use which. Which do you prefer? Which is better?
These tips are so helpful.
Now it's your turn. Write a sentence in the comments using which to ask about choosing between options. It can be anything.
Yeah, like, which phone should I buy? iPhone or Samsung? Something like that. So, to review this section, which is for choosing from a limited, specific set of options. It's about making a choice.
Okay, ready for some advanced tips?
Yes, let's talk about how to sound really natural with what and which.
So here's the thing. Sometimes what and which can both be grammatically correct, but native speakers choose one over the other based on context.
Right, let me explain. If you're asking about something very general, use what. If you're narrowing down choices, use which.
Here's an example. What car do you drive versus which car is yours?
See the difference? What car do you drive is asking about the type or brand in general. Which car is yours is pointing to specific cars in a parking lot.
That's such a good example. Let me give you more. What book are you reading? Is general curiosity. Which book do you recommend, this one or that one, is choosing from specific options.
Now, here's a tip for sounding polite and natural. When you're asking someone to make a choice, which sounds more considerate.
Oh, yeah. Like, which time works better for you? 2 p.m. or 4 p.m.? Sounds polite because you're giving them specific options.
Right. Say it with a friendly, considerate tone. Which option do you prefer?
Perfect. Now let's practice some real-life situations. Imagine you're shopping for clothes.
What size do you wear? General question.
Which size fits better, small or medium?
Which color do you like? Unlimited possibilities.
Which color looks better on me, red or blue? Limited choice.
See the pattern? It's all about whether the options are limited or unlimited.
Now picture this scenario. You're planning a trip with friends.
What should we do on vacation? Very open. Could be anything.
Which city should we visit, Paris or Rome? 2 specific options.
What activities do you want to try? Unlimited possibilities.
Which hotel should we book, this one or that one? Choosing from specific choices.
Notice how we keep switching based on whether we're opening up possibilities or narrowing them down.
Here's another advanced tip. In formal writing, which is often used with of.
Yeah, which of these options is best? Which of you can help me? Which of the proposals do you support?
Okay, let's practice speaking together. Say it with me. What do you want to eat?
Good. Now try, which restaurant should we try? Italian or Thai?
Excellent! One more. What time works for you?
Perfect. Notice how each question feels different. Some are open, some are specific.
So remember, when you want to sound natural and native-like, think about whether you're asking an open question or offering specific choices. That's the key. All right, time for the mistakes section.
Oh boy. You know, I've heard some of these mistakes so many times.
Me too, and honestly, I used to make these mistakes when I was learning French.
So don't worry if you've made these errors. They're super common and we're going to fix them right now.
Okay, mistake number 1. Using what when you should use which because the options are limited.
Yes, this is probably the most common mistake.
Incorrect. What one do you want when pointing at 2 specific items? Correct. Which one do you want?
Incorrect. What is your favorite, coffee or tea? Correct. Which is your favorite, coffee or tea?
Why is this wrong? Because when you're choosing between specific options like coffee or tea, you need which, not what.
Right. What makes it sound like there could be a million choices, but you only gave 2.
Exactly. So remember, limited options equals which.
Mistake number 2, using which when the options are actually unlimited.
Oh yeah, I see this one too.
Incorrect. Which do you want to be when you grow up? Correct. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Incorrect. Which is your dream vacation? Correct. What is your dream vacation?
Why is this wrong? Because careers and dream vacations have unlimited possibilities. You're not choosing from a short list.
Right, unless you're saying, which do you want to be, a doctor or a teacher? Then you use which.
Oh, that's a great point.
Mistake number 3, forgetting to use one after which when you're pointing at things.
Yes, this sounds unnatural.
Incorrect. Which you want when pointing at items. Correct. Which one do you want?
Incorrect. Which is yours? Could work, but less natural without context. Correct. Which one is yours?
Why add one? Because it sounds more complete and natural in spoken English.
Right. Native speakers almost always say which one when they're pointing at physical objects.
Mistake number 4, wrong word order with what and which in questions.
Oh yeah, this one's tricky.
Incorrect. What you want to drink. Correct. What do you want to drink?
Incorrect. Which one you like better? Correct. Which one do you like better?
Remember the rule. You need the auxiliary verb do, does, did in questions.
Right. Question word plus auxiliary plus subject plus main verb. That's the pattern.
Mistake number 5, overcomplicating it and using both what and which together.
Okay, this one's kind of funny.
Incorrect. Which one do you like? Correct. Which one do you like? Or what do you like?
Incorrect. What are you doing? Correct. What are you doing?
You only need one question word. Don't mix them together.
I once heard someone say, what which? And everyone was so confused.
See? We all make mistakes. That's totally normal.
Now you know the right way. Just practice and it'll become natural.
Okay, now let's practice. Ready to test what you've learned?
Yes, we're going to give you some situations and you choose the correct word, what or which.
Say your answer out loud before we tell you. That's the best way to learn.
Situation 1. You're asking someone about their job in general. A. What do you do for work? B. Which do you do for work? What sounds better?
Pause. The answer is A. What do you do for work? Because there are unlimited possible jobs.
Situation 2. You're at a store looking at 2 laptops. A. What one should I buy? B. Which one should I buy? Which is correct?
It's B. Which one should I buy? Because you're choosing between 2 specific laptops.
Situation 3. You're asking someone about their favorite food in general. A. What's your favorite food? B. Which is your favorite food? What's more natural?
It's A. What's your favorite food? Because there are countless foods in the world.
Situation 4. Your friend is holding 2 shirts and asking your opinion. A. What looks better on me? B. Which looks better on me? Which sounds right?
Definitely B. Which looks better on me? Because there are only 2 shirts to choose from.
Situation 5. You're asking someone about their weekend plans. A. What are you doing this weekend? B. Which are you doing this weekend? What's correct?
It's A. What are you doing this weekend? Because their plans are unlimited. They could do anything.
Situation 6. Someone shows you 3 paint colors and asks your opinion. A. What color should we choose? B. Which color should we choose? Which is better?
It's B. Which color should we choose? Because you're choosing from 3 specific colors they showed you.
Great job. Now here's your challenge. Create your own question using either what or which.
Yeah, write it in the comments below. It can be about your day, your preferences, your plans.
And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Real conversation is more important than perfection.
We'll read your comments and let you know if you used what or which correctly.
And if you want more practice, watch this video again. Repetition really helps.
Wow, we covered so much today.
I know, what and which are so important in English.
So let's do a quick summary. Today we learned 3 main things.
Number 1, we use what for open-ended questions with unlimited possibilities. What do you want to eat? What's your favorite movie?
Number 2, we use which for choosing from limited, specific options. Which one do you prefer? Which color is better, red or blue?
And number 3, context matters. Sometimes both can be grammatically correct, but native speakers choose based on whether options are limited or unlimited.
Plus, we covered those 5 common mistakes so you can avoid them.
You're doing amazing. Every time you practice asking questions with what and which, you sound more natural.
So, here's my question for you. Which tip was most helpful? The unlimited versus limited rule, the which one pattern, or the real-life examples?
Leave a comment and let us know.
And if this video helped you understand what and which better, please give us a thumbs up.
Share this with a friend who's learning English. Everyone needs to master question words.
And definitely leave a comment with your own question using what or which. We want to see what you've learned.
Don't forget to subscribe to Hannah Daily English for more lessons like this. We create new content every week.
Exciting! Next time, we're going to cover other question words like who, where, and when.
Ooh, that's going to be super useful. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks so much for learning with us today. We really appreciate you.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and remember, you've got this.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye!